a fun story that happened in F1 this past weekend. The driver Carlos Sainz, who drives for Williams, there was a TikTok that they did. The fan is asking that Carlos if he would put a unicorn sticker on his helmet for her, for the fan. It was a little girl, asking this about her little unicorn called Sparkles or Sprinkles. I think they haven't decided yet, which is also part of the story. And he, is like, yeah, of course, I send me the sticker and I'll put it on my helmet. Sure enough, he receives a sticker. So they did, another like TikTok about that, showing that like, look, we got the sticker. Look, he's going to put it on his helmet. And it was like on the back. And then he goes on to like win, or not win, sorry. He placed really well in the qualifying match. He placed second, which is the highest that he's scored this year as like the new, Williams driver. And then on race day, he got third place, which is like the highest result that he and the team in general have achieved this year. And for a really long time, right? So it became this whole like feel good story and like wholesome story of how like this unicorn became like the good luck charm for like them achieving, this race win. And so now it's kind of gone across all like the marketing channels of like, them promoting the sticker itself and how they've put it on the trophy that like he received. And then now he said, yes, I'll keep it on my helmet for the rest of like all the races. So it really shows this like, fun story of how like engaging with your fans authentically and in a wholesome way can create and snowball into like a bigger story overall. So some of the organic reach stats, it's gotten them 3 to 4 times their normal social engagement. They've gotten 15% follower growth since the stories began. And all the user generated content that's coming out alongside is doing 50% better than the branded content that's coming out. So that's showing that like their users are engaging and are loving the story and like want to, create that content for them, which is, helping lift up all boats, right? As like they kind of, jump on the story and like the narrative. So I think that was like, perfect timing, right? You couldn't ask for anything better for like to have the sticker come out on the weekend that they do so well and, get these results. And then now it's created this, brand loyalty with not just the little girl, but like the unicorn itself. Like I've seen that, some users are creating fan art. So I think it's like really cool that like, they created this, and something that I'm sure it wasn't really planned out is like just a Q&A that they, just did to like engage with their fans, ended up creating this huge massive moment for them and has created more engagement than some of their scripted campaigns.
Yeah, I feel like, people like whimsy.
Hmm.
They like these little authentic moments. It's
Hmm.
fun and it's sweet and it's easy to root for.
Yeah. It's I think it's especially like special because it was like a little girl who um in a very like male macho like sport, like racing. And then like the unicorn itself is just very like cutesy, very like pink and like rainbow and all that. So it is kind of outside of like, okay, so yeah, are you actually going to wear this, And then other moment that I want to call out was when he had like one, third place there, him and then, 1 and 2, all go to like the same room it's called like the cool down room. And the guy who won number 1, who's like known as being very like taciturn, was like, hey, I see a new mascot on your helmet. And so like Carlos explains the whole story. So that added to another moment of like, hey, somebody like recognized that this is outside of like the norm of him wearing it on his helmet. And so it caused like another moment of like, all this. And I think this is also, part of what we've been talking about here, the whole, forensic fandom where like, it's giving people reason to like look for different clues of like, oh, where's it showing up? Where's like the unicorn, showing up? It's not just on his helmet. Now it's on like the trophy. And I'm sure like at some point they're going to try to figure out a way to have merch come out so that like, people can like purchase that as well and participate along with it. Hopefully they're paying the little girl and her family or whoever designed the sticker, so that, she also gets to to partake in the financial side of like the win. But yeah, I just thought it was like, a really like wholesome way of like dealing authentically with like your fans and like bringing them along with like with you and on the journey. Obviously, this isn't a thing that you can just have happen, right? Like it has to come across as authentic and like you actually are participating with like your fans. But we've seen previous ways that other car teams are like dealing with this. Like famously here, what I talked about Christina Garner about was when Aston Martin created the like nail polish, the green nail polish that was like the exact color of Aston Martin, because they saw that like women were wearing a close enough color, but not to the color. So that was like a way that they kind of engaged with their fans, took the idea, ran with it, created merch, and then, brought in a whole bunch of new female fans because of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.